Live from Chicago's very own, this is WGN Morning News.
Good morning, everyone. It is Wednesday, September 6th. Heading out the door, it's a mere 71 degrees. I'm Jackie Bange.
And good morning. I'm Sonia Gant, and happy anniversary, Jackie.
And to you, too.
We know what the big day is. We want you to know that it was a year ago of the debut of WGN Morning News. We've been on the air a whole year.
And we've survived it. Yay. Well, in the news this morning, trouble in paradise. Hurricane Louis continues to swirl in the Caribbean. We'll have a live report from Puerto Rico.
Chicago is responding to the hurricane. Joni's here with that part of the story. Joni?
Good morning. We're in Humboldt Park, where community organizers are already getting relief efforts together. Hurricane Luis is on its way. We'll have a live report coming up.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Larry Potash, and good morning to you, Jackie and Sonia. Everyone is used to seeing you two, and everyone's familiar with this room, but there is more to the morning news than meets the eye. We are going to show you around the news operation a little bit and introduce you to some of the people out here who help us put the news on the air. Jackie and Sonia, back to you. They're still here.
Hey, the weather office is at the other end of the hall. We're down here. Okay, I'm Jim Ramsey in for Paul again, who no doubt is sleeping in this morning. We've got some interesting weather to talk about. We're watching the weather pattern change. We've got some clouds out there that could be bringing us some storms later on in the day. Presently, though, it's very comfortable around. Partly cloudy to mostly cloudy skies. 71 degrees at O'Hare, Midway, and the lakefront, both checking in at 74. At 8 o'clock in the morning, we expect the mercury to climb to about 73 under mostly cloudy skies. By midday, there may even be a few scattered showers in the area, but I don't think that will be a big deal. 77 for a temperature. And then by 4 o'clock in the afternoon, there may be a little convective development, a few scattered thunderstorms, and a temperature of 84. That should be about our high today. And this evening, mostly cloudy once again, and 78 degrees, and a possibility for a few scattered showers and thunderstorms. But coming up in the days ahead, sharply cooler temperatures, and we'll tell you all about that a little later. Jackie and Sonia?
Sharply cooler.
Sharply cooler.
As in 30s?
That's cold.
I said sharply cooler. We've had 90s. I figure 15, 20-degree drop, that's sharply cooler. Don't get carried away here. It's only September.
Okay, thank you,
Okay,
Jim.
no problem.
It's 7:02 right now. Let's check in with Robin, and happy anniversary to you as well.
Same to you, Sonia and Jackie. I have some good news to start off the rush hour. The ramp from the outbound Ryan, you see where this arrow is, from the outbound Ryan to the inbound Stevenson, has been closed for about an hour or so. They had an accident on that ramp involving an overturned truck. It is finally out of there, so you can move through freely, but you will hit some delays on the outbound Ryan. Also outbound on the Stevenson just before Western, actually a little bit closer to Damon, getting word of an accident there in the right lane, jammed from the Ryan on out to the seam. Elsewhere, let's check things out on the outbound Kennedy. You're going to find that real slow this afternoon from past Belmont all the way to Cumberland. Along go on the outbound track, but inbound it's much better. Let's show you the travel times as we make our way in from the airport. Here's a look at that River Road Toll Plaza, already bulking up from the Northwest Tollway, as you can see. But once you actually get onto the Kennedy, a mere 30 minutes from O'Hare into downtown. 35 going the other way, actually a little bit closer to 40 now. The Edens in from Lake Hook Road, 30. Eisenhower, 45 in from Route 53. The Stevenson in from the Tri-State, 45. Dan Ryan, 35 in from 95th. Jackie, Sonia?
All right, Robin, thank you.
Time now 7:03. Our top story this morning, one of the most powerful storms of the century is ripping its way through the Caribbean.
Puerto Rico and the U.S. Virgin Islands are preparing for the onslaught of Hurricane Louis. Residents are boarding up windows on homes and stores, and tourists are jamming the airports, trying to escape the storm's fury. Louis currently is moving east of Anegada in the British Virgin Islands. That's about 115 miles from Puerto Rico. Forecasters say the eye of Louis may miss Puerto Rico, but hurricane-force winds are still expected to do some damage. At least 2 people have died. A state of emergency has been declared in both Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands. Louis is moving northwest at 8 miles an hour, packing 125-mile-an-hour winds. Joining us now on the phone from Puerto Rico is Luis Gutierrez Sr., the father of Chicago Congressman Luis Gutierrez from the 4th District.
Mr. Gutierrez joins us from his home in San Sebastian on the northeast side of the island. Good morning. Can you hear us, Mr. Gutierrez?
Good morning.
Can you, as you look out your window, describe to us what the weather conditions are?
Well, everything looks pretty good, very good right now. Usually we're having rain and winds, but the latest I have from the latest news that I have from the Weather Bureau in San Juan is that the Hurricane Luis is moving up north, away from the island, and we're getting heavy rain and strong winds, and that's about it. But up to now, everything looks pretty good.
Mr. Gutierrez, yesterday a viewer called to say that a lot of the residents, of course, live in homes that are made of concrete, and that none of the residents are leaving, that really it is just tourists. Is that true?
Yeah, that's right. But everything is just it's okay right now.
It doesn't sound like you're afraid, or is anyone afraid over there that you talked to?
Not because the latest news that we're having is that the hurricane is not going to hit Puerto Rico straight, directly. It's not going to hit Puerto Rico directly. It's moving up away north, away from the island.
That is, of course, the good news. Thank you very much.
That is the course, but we still have to wait until this afternoon for the latest news about the hurricane, about Luis.
That's right. The next 12 hours, we understand, are going to be extremely important.
Later tonight.
Right. Thank you very much for joining us. We hope to check in with you again later.
Okay, thank you very much for calling, and anything I can help you, just call me. That's right.
All
okay?
right. Take care. Thank you. Jim will have a complete report on the progress of Hurricane Luis coming up later this hour.
While residents in Puerto Rico prepare for Hurricane Luis, relief efforts are underway here in Chicago.
Joni is at the Puerto Rican Chamber of Commerce this morning and joins us now with the latest. Good morning, Joni.
Good morning, Jackie. Good morning, Sonia. This office is in Humboldt Park. We're standing under the largest Puerto Rican flag in the world. And this is the neighborhood where they're getting help together, taking calls, people who have a lot of questions about Hurricane Luis and what it's going to do. I guess it pays to be prepared because local efforts got underway last night. About 200 people gathered at La Casa Puerto Rican to talk about raising money for families in Puerto Rico. Right now they are seeking monetary donations, but they will also be collecting clothing and canned goods too. A lot of folks have family there. They even have homes there, and the person organizing this whole effort is the president of the Puerto Rican Chamber of Commerce, Jose Acevedo, who joins us live this morning. Tell us, how are these relief efforts got underway last night, but already you're getting a lot of calls.
Right now, we are already receiving phone calls from different people wanting to know the status of Puerto Rico and how their family situations are right now, because communication has really been a problem already for people that are living close to the metropolitan area of Puerto Rico.
What can Chicagoans do for people in Puerto Rico?
Right now, what we're doing is we've organized a relief effort that's being done through the Puerto Rican Chamber of Commerce, the Puerto Rican Parade Committee, and different organizations in the city. All of our political leaders in the community has come forth. We're doing everything possible. We are going to be having a phone marathon. We're going to be collecting canned goods and anything that can be helpful to us, people of Puerto Rico.
You just talked to your brother there. You have a home there. You're concerned yourself.
I am very concerned because I have all my family there right now. And so we're very anxious to see what's going to go on down there.
Thank you, Jose Acevedo.
Thank you.
He's the president of the Puerto Rican Chamber of Commerce. They have a phone number where you can call if you would like to help. The phone number for Hurricane Luis relief is 486-1331. That's 486-1331. I hear they have voicemail, and from overnight they received 60 calls. So a lot of folks calling in. They need your help. Sonia, Jackie?
Joni, what time does the phone line actually open? If people have been leaving messages overnight, when will they actually be able to talk to a live voice?
Well, I know today that both the two people who are in the office came in at 5:30 this morning. I think they left last night at about 10:30. They try to man it when they can and get a little sleep too.
Okay, so you should be patient if you're calling. Thank you, Joni.
Time now 7:09. In other news, opening statements are expected today in the trial of a man charged with killing 3 Northwest Side boys Nearly 40 years ago, 62-year-old Kenneth Hansen of Country Club Hills is charged with the murders of 13-year-old John Schuessler, his 11-year-old brother Anton, and 15-year-old Bobby Peterson. Prosecutors say Hansen picked up the boys as they hitchhiked home, sexually assaulted one of them, and then killed all three. Hansen claims he was on his honeymoon at the time. A Round Lake Beach man wanted for the attempted murder of his wife has surrendered to authorities. Police say 41-year-old Michael Reedy turned himself in to Lake County Sheriff's Police yesterday morning. Reedy is accused of shooting his wife in the couple's home over the weekend, then fleeing with their 7-year-old daughter. The girl was found unharmed Monday in a Gurnee motel. Reedy's wife is in fair condition.
NATO warplanes returned to the skies over Bosnia this morning. They will be conducting more airstrikes at Serb targets. NATO says the Serbs have failed to comply with the UN and NATO demands to remove approximately 300 heavy weapons from an area around Sarajevo. The airstrikes began last week following a Serb mortar attack on a marketplace in the Bosnian capital.
Here's a look at some of the other stories in the headlines this morning. The O.J. Simpson defense plays for the jury one sentence from 12 hours of tapes where Detective Mark Furman utters a racial slur. Screenwriter Laura Hart McKinney testified Furman used the slur about 42 times during the taped interviews between 1985 and last year. In Little Rock, Arkansas, a federal judge throws out a fraud indictment against Governor Jim Guy Tucker. The judge says Special Whitewater Prosecutor Kenneth Starr exceeded his authority in bringing the charges, but the governor still faces 11 other criminal counts. 17-year-old Nancy Mullet, the Citadel's newest female challenger, says she's up to the task. She wants to follow in her father and brother's footsteps. Both attended the Citadel. Shannon Faulkner won a long legal battle to become the Citadel's first female cadet, but she dropped out just after a week, saying she couldn't take the stress and the isolation.
Senator Bob Dole uses a speech in Chicago to plot the path he hopes will lead to the White House. In his speech yesterday to the Economic Club of Chicago, the Senate Majority Leader touched on taxes, health care, and domestic harmony. One topic the Kansas Republican did not hit on was bilingual education. His remarks in Indianapolis on Monday sparked a demonstration here in Chicago. Dole suggested ending bilingual education and making English the country's official language. The time now is 7:12, and in sports this morning, wow, baseball has a new Iron Man.
They said it was a record that couldn't be broken, but it soon will. Last night in Baltimore, Cal Ripken tied Lou Gehrig's distinguished record by playing in 2,130 consecutive games. The two Ironmen are equals in the eyes of baseball historians, but Ripken is set to break Gehrig's record tonight in Baltimore.
No records broken by the White Sox yesterday, but their game was a thriller. Mike LaVallier's 11th inning home run gives the Sox a 2-1 victory over the Texas Rangers. The Cubs had yesterday off, but they complete a 2-game series with the Colorado Rockies today. The game can be seen here on WGN. The first pitch is at 1:20. Time now is 7:13, and as we told you at the top of the show, today is our one-year anniversary. It was September 6th, 1994, when we launched the morning news.
Larry is around town, right behind us in the studio. He's
Sneaking
taking
up on you.
Yeah, behind-the-scenes look. Is that it?
Behind the scenes, literally. We're going to go this way and show people what's back here. We've got the weather office here where Paul and Jim and Alan and Tom hang out, and you know, they've got all these charts and graphs. I don't know how anyone makes any sense of this. Now we know why so many people pay attention to Tom Skilling. Also coming out here, we got the traffic office, and hopefully Robin's not too busy for us. You busy? Hey, the traffic closet.
Lovely, isn't it?
Yes, you'll have to show us around sometime, although it doesn't look like there's much to see.
Very scenic. This is it. There's no hidden closets. This is all it.
Coming up next, Jackie and Sonia, we will show you how the news is put together behind the scenes by the many people that help us do that.
You're a very good tour guide. Thank you, Larry. Let's look at Wall Street. It's on the rebound, gaining more than 22 points, starting the day at 46.70.
Well, we have had a lot of surprises on the morning news. Remember this one from last Halloween? They say that they're really shy and reclusive, not at all aggressive.
Sorry about that.
Oh! I hate you, Ken. Good job.
Oh, my goodness. That was pretty good.
He's a creative guy.
Look at that.
I hate spiders.
Oh,
Ask Amber. I hate them.
Tile Outlet has a large selection of decorative, unique, hand-painted wall tile pieces. Remember, for selection, value, and low prices every day, it's Tile Outlet, 2444 West Fullerton in Chicago.
Meteorologist Paul Huttner has your forecast to start the day. Coming up next on WGN Morning News.
You said it was going to be last winter. It wasn't last winter. You said it was going to be last spring. It wasn't. You said it was going to be summer. Summer's gone. Come on, now's the time. Because if you join Weight Watchers now, you'll register free and get the fall guarantee. Lose at least 15 pounds in 10 weeks, or meetings are free until you do. Weight Watchers has helped over 1 million people lose weight this year alone. So stop putting it off and start taking it off. Call now. Get free registration and the fall guarantee.
Introducing the new Plymouth Grand Voyager. It's filled with clever ideas. Now there's a sliding door on this side and this side. 27% more room for you and all your stuff. And seats that roll out of the way. A gazillion cup holders that hold almost anything. Plus more safety and greater visibility. You can carry more and do more. The new Plymouth Grand Voyager. It simply slides, folds, protects, unfolds, rolls, and drives better.
Menards has benchtop savings on Ryobi tools. Save on a detail sander, great for tight spots, just $31.87. Plus, choose from a Ryobi drill press or scroll saw, just $99 each. Give your rooms a fresh look with Ed Wiggins Inside Flat Paint, a quality latex that's lemon scented till dry, just $6.98 a gallon after mail-in rebate. Get a fresh finish with Ed Wiggins from Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
This weather segment is brought to you by the Pet Practice. There's a location near you.
With proper care from the Pet Practice, they can become lifelong companions. And there's no better time to start than when they're very young. That's why at the Pet Practice, you'll find veterinarians who specialize in turning puppies and kittens into friends for life. The Pet Practice. All the care, all the time.
I don't know, Jackie, Sonia, she's a great teacher. I don't know how I am for a student. Twinkle Toes, Jim, your dad, buddy.
Paul, can you see these guys?
Which guys?
Okay, you can't see.
Great. Oh, Jim, you're wonderful. Gary, you are a pair, a match made in heaven. I got it.
Oh, Paul, we think you did a wonderful job.
Well, thank you.
One of your finer moments on this show, Jim, don't you think? You and Gary were quite the pair. Shall we have an encore, Gary?
Maybe in some other lifetime, not this time. Okay, let's talk about weather. Let's do that. That's rattling. That what a rattling experience. I've never seen a tape of that before. So that, on purpose, I haven't seen a tape of that. We're going to talk about the hurricane. We're going to talk about the weather outside and the temperatures. And here's a good look at the weather outside. Notice the clouds. This is a rather high, thin layer. Nothing falling from these clouds, but they will be thickening as the day progresses, and that could mean a shower, maybe a thunderstorm across the area. What about the temperatures? O'Hare presently reporting 71, 74 at midway in the lakefront. Temperatures are going to be moving up to about 84, a little chillier because all those clouds will tend to keep the air insulated just a little bit. Those clouds are mostly blow off from big thunderstorms which rattled across parts of Minnesota, Iowa, and even Wisconsin. We're keeping a close watch on the thicker lines of clouds because they may survive intact to at least bring us a few showers. Most of the bigger storms, though, were dissipating by the time the sun began to rise. But notice that in the extreme northeastern Wisconsin, still a pretty healthy thunderstorm. This afternoon, temperatures again will be in the 80s, but check this out. There's some chilly stuff north and west, all the way up into northern North Dakota. Temperatures will not get out of the 50s today. The nearshore marine forecast for Lake Michigan, southwest breezes at 5 to 10 knots today. They will be increasing to 15 to 25 knots, and that'll also have an impact on the wave heights. 1 to 3 feet this morning, but kicking up to 2 to 4 feet later. There could be a small craft advisory issued, so keep a watch on that. Water temperature 76 degrees. Good look at Hurricane Louis. Presently, maximum sustained winds up a little bit to 130 miles an hour. Storm tides expected of 6 to 9 feet. It looks like it'll be, for the most part, missing Puerto Rico, although it will be affecting the northeastern quadrant of Puerto Rico. So interest in that region will continue to keep a close watch. 7-day forecast. After today, take a look at what happens to the temperatures. They begin to crash all the way down to 65 for a high by next Monday. But there will be showers and thunderstorms again off and on from this afternoon and evening on into tomorrow as that cooler air tries to make an appearance.
Grab that umbrella, huh?
I don't own an umbrella.
You don't?
No.
And you call yourself a weatherman?
Yeah, but
well, we must get you
what does that have to do with being a weatherman?
I don't know. I just assumed you'd have all of the weather equipment you would need.
I mean, you know, I always figured weathermen had enough sense to get out of the rain. So I...
Good point. Good point.
But that's a fashion statement. That doesn't have anything to do with the weather. And as you can see, I don't know anything about fashion.
We'll move on to
not
Robin
touching
with
that.
that comment. Hi, Robin.
Hello, Jackie and Sonia. As you make your way inbound on the Kennedy, here's a good shot of the Ohio exit ramp. Still not too bulky yet. You can see the Kennedy itself starting to bulk up south of Ohio. Here's the situation in from the airport, 35 minutes. Heaviest from River Road all the way to Harlem and Addison, most of the way to downtown. Outbound, 5 minutes worse. Now, the Eden's getting into the Kennedy, 30 minutes. Eisenhower about 50 in from Route 53. The Stevenson in from the Tri-State, still hovering right around that 45-minute mark. They're still working on an outbound accident at Damon, and the Dan Ryan 35 minutes in from 95th. Here's a Travelcast note, the Roebuck beat. If you're traveling through Southwest Suburban Summit, you're going to find that starting on Thursday, this is a big project. Archer will be closed between 55th and 63rd for Roebuck. There's been some ongoing stuff that's headed down to one lane in either direction, but this is a major project. The only street through that area that you can get through on without any major roadwork is Harlem. So that's your optimal choice. Jackie, Sonia?
Archer will be closed, that is. Thanks.
As we've said, this is a big day for us because it's a milestone, our one-year anniversary.
That's right, and Larry's around town in our very home here, and he's taken us to the studio, to the weather office, to Robin's closet. Where are you going next?
We're in the control room. We've got more monitors here than Circuit City. We've got 100 buttons. I wish I could tell you how this all works, but I really can't. This is Sarah. She's been directing since the beginning of the show. She's a person who talks in our ear, and so now I get to distract her a little bit. I hope this isn't too distracting. Is this distracting?
No, not too distracting.
Okay. Well, we wanted to show you a little bit behind the scenes and how the news is put together, all the people that help us out. So, Sarah, why don't you roll that tape for us? It's 4:45 in the morning, and his day is almost over. Assignment editor Greg Kelly monitors police scanners, wakes up politicians before sunrise, and schedules live guests on a moment's notice. He and producer Mark Zonka have been awake several hours planning the show. The editors cut videotape throughout the night. Arriving by darkness most of the year, WGN reporter Joni Lum checks in. Joni has a brief meeting with Mark about the top story of the morning.
Have you focused on the fact that he's going to be going on Larry Key Live?
While most of you are familiar with people like Joni and Jackie Bange, there are many people responsible for getting the morning news show on the air. The engineers and photographers head for their locations where reporters will present information live. Makeup artist Ingrid Grimes helps traffic guru Robin Baumgarten and the rest of the team look presentable under the bright lights.
I hope they're getting that good side.
While the reporters and producers prepare the content of the show, the production staff checks out the equipment.
You see the red light come on the lottery, might come flip a switch.
I sure did.
By 6, most of the stories are written. They're printed and sorted for the producer, director Sarah Tucker Fisher, and of course the anchors. The entire staff picks up the pace as the deadline approaches.
Studio 2 calling minicam 10. Joni is going to be on set.
He's going to have a microphone in front of him. The drummer has a microphone in front of him. Larry? The open's going to be over F. 5, 4, 3, 2.
This is WGN Morning News.
Good morning, Chicago. It's Friday, the first day of September. You're waking up to a comfortable 63 degrees and a beautiful shot.
That looks like it's coming from Robin Whitmore. one of our photographers. I'm Larry Potash, sitting in for Sonia. She'll be back next week.
Have you enjoyed yourself, Larry?
I have. It's been a fun week.
B is next.
Lots of hints.
Step B.
It's all coming up today on WGN News at noon.
Turning to our top story this morning, now it's Mel Reynolds' turn to talk.
The congressman says tonight he will answer the question everyone has been waiting to hear.
So wipe on.
Reynolds is in Los Angeles. Teaching Gary. Actually, they're not receiving any lessons, but teaching Gary a few tricks. He's around
Next is
town
B
this morning.
full.
Jesse White tumblers.
And squeeze B full.
Jackie and Larry,
CG Live is hot.
Ducted into the
Change CG.
tumblers.
Good morning, everybody. It is beautiful out there this morning. It is clear. It is 62 degrees. We've got bright sunshine.
And speaking of people behind the scenes, that piece was edited by Craig Irwin, who did a great job. And coming up next, Jackie and Sonia, we will introduce you to maybe Craig and some of the other characters that have made this show a success. Coming up later.
Very nice.
Yeah, that was really nice. Is he calling Craig a character?
I think so.
They're all
I think
characters.
so. Just to reiterate, Sonia was on vacation. That's why we didn't get to see her. So she's
That looked
very
good,
active
though.
and behind the scenes as well.
Oh, right. It's 7:25 right now. We've had a lot of celebrity guests drop by on the morning news. We're going to take a look back at just a few of them in the past year.
You know, here are the winning numbers from last night's Illinois lottery drawing. The Big 3, 690. The Big 4, 9210.
In the Hoosier Lottery, the Daily 3, 965, and the Daily 4, 2988. Lucky 5, 15, 16, 17, 30, and 33. We'll be right back.
Your traffic report brought to you by Univen. If you depend on your car to perform, depend on 76 gasolines to keep it a performance car. This one-tank trip is brought to you by your local 76 gasoline dealers who invite you to go with the spirit of 76. Take a ride to Indiana, down I-69 to Anderson. Take in a harness race at Hoosier Park or visit the Fine Arts Center in Anderson. If you're looking for fresh air, take a stroll on the Riverwalk near downtown Anderson or visit nearby Mound State Park for a relaxing day. So fill up your tank today and enjoy a one-tank trip.
You bought a performance car. Why not buy a performance gasoline?
Lunchtime at the fast food circus. It starts with the grand parade. Witness amazing stunts and spectacular balancing acts. Roar at the antics of the clowns.
Order, please. Burger, fries. Cherry pies. No fries.
At Denny's,
Fries.
we serve lunch without the sideshow for $2.99 every day. New $2.99 lunch basket. Golden fried shrimp, tender chicken pita, or juicy burger served tableside, not ringside.
How many pies?
New $2.99 lunch baskets every day at Denny's. And of course, the Grand Slam is just $1.99 every day.
Kids are really pros at messing up their clothes. Look at those stains. Well, every mother knows they're not a problem with all, so relax. New Color Safe bleaching action all whitens and brightens without bleach. Let those kids do what they're going to do. You got ALL lifting stains for you, so relax. The stain lifter, that's all.
Coming up on the next Live, David Allen Greer tells why his new comedy should be on your fall schedule.
There is some laugh-out-loud stuff in there.
Plus, Betty White shares stories of her fascinating life. All that coming up on Live.
This morning at 8.
Pauly Shore is here, but before we go to Pauly himself and get completely out of control,
Come to me now.
we have to show
You got me up this early.
Okay, we won't show
You
you.
obviously think we're just a couple of geeky journalists.
No, you guys look like stewardesses. We got Rosie O'Donnell over there, Jenny Jones, and just the GQ studs. Yeah.
He's out of here.
The whole thing.
He was quite something, wasn't he?
How'd you get away from that?
I don't know. I don't know. I must have missed that one. But we have had a lot of course, I think my favorite was Freddie Jackson.
Oh, he sang to us.
Yes.
Freddie Jackson. That was wonderful.
I mean, very few
Lot of
people
celebrities.
without his entourage of music or any of that. he
Speaking
sang.
of,
All right,
I really
I have
didn't
something.
expect it. Bertie Mac.
Bertie
yeah.
Mac.
Hi. Thank you.
How you all doing?
You brought our favorite breakfast food.
You got it.
This is
This
wonderful.
morning, Jackie says to me,
I hope whatever you're going to do involves food. And I thought, oh, I don't have any food, but Bernie brought some bagels.
Sure did.
So that's good.
A beautiful thing.
Now, Bernie, you might not know this, but I know for a fact that the first anniversary was paper. That's why I got you some coffee filters.
Oh, how appropriate.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's the first year.
Thank
and
you.
it's paper.
It's from the heart.
Oh,
it's from the heart.
Thank you.
Good morning.
It's nice to see you again. We saw you how
That's
many
right.
months ago?
Wow, about 7?
Put that right up there.
About
We
7
wanna hear
months
those
ago. 7 months
lovely
ago.
tones.
And it's good to be seen.
You look slimmer or something.
Yes, I am. I am
Yes.
slimmer, and it's not what you think.
Okay.
We don't know what we thought. Bernie was here promoting his show because he had come
That's
back to
right.
Chicago. I went to
That's
see the show, too, the next night.
Did you have a good time?
I did.
It's a beautiful
I did.
thing. Ain't God good? Ain't God good?
It was,
And-
these dancers, the next time you come, you must bring
The macaroni.
Yeah.
The tenderoni.
The tenderoni.
It's the macaroni.
Did you see Jim and I dancing? Can we be in the tenderoni?
Let me see what you got.
Well, I need my partner, Jim. I'll
Oh,
show you.
I saw
you. You saw that, didn't you?
I didn't want to go there.
Trust me, Bernie,
No,
they don't do
okay.
the same kind of dancing that
The tenderonis are different?
Oh,
they're exciting.
Okay. Well, you got your food, Jackie.
Well, thank you so much.
This is a
Thank you
beautiful
very
thing.
much for joining us,
Oh,
too.
it's lovely. Wake up early in the morning with 2 beautiful women like yourself. Eat your heart out. Eat your heart out.
We'll be right back. Thanks, Bernie.
Have a bagel, too.
Yeah,
So we're here.
Coming up on the next Live, David Allen Greer tells why his new comedy should be on your fall schedule.
There is some laugh-out-loud stuff in there.
Plus, Betty White shares stories of her fascinating life. All that coming up on Live.
This morning at 8.
All right, guys, we got a 34-minute turnaround on this one. Let's do it.
It can be 5 below zero or coming down in buckets. It doesn't matter. It doesn't buy you another second out here. But time isn't everything. Getting the job done right is. And passengers don't really see this.
Lean back on your way back. No problem, Jerry. I'll take care of it.
It's a rare moment when they see us at all. But not a second goes by that we're not looking out for them.
When you're looking for a dentist, you'll find that there are literally hundreds to choose from. So how do you figure out which one is right for you or your family? I guess you could call them all and ask them questions, but that would take a lot of time, especially when you can make just one phone call to 1-800-DENTIST and get all the information you need. So if you're looking for a dentist, make the intelligent choice. Call 1-800-DENTIST for a pre-screened dentist or specialist in your area. Call today.
Excuse me, that loaf of butternut bread is going to surprise you. Besides having no cholesterol, it has the calcium of 12 ounces of milk, the iron of a pound of fresh spinach, and the niacin of 15 years of corn. Oh, there's more. It also has the thiamine of 2 dozen oranges. Butternut white bread. It's surprisingly healthy.
Final 3 days. Have you been to our store-wide clearance sale? You still have time at Value City Department Store. Take an additional 50% off our already blowout prices on all summer clearance items. Here's how it works. We took a major department store price of $38, marked it down to our summer sale price of $9. Now take an additional 50% off that low price for the amazing low price of $4.50. That's right. What was $38 is now only $4.50. Hurry in. When this inventory is gone, it's gone forever. Final 3 days of our store-wide clearance sale. Don't miss it at Value City Department Store. This is WGN Morning News.
There was one other, July 4th or something?
He's been a lot of things. We're talking about Greg Dellinger. He's going to join the party in a few minutes. We're having a party because it's our first birthday, our first anniversary of the morning show. Here's Greg. We've dressed him up several times here on the morning show. You look pretty good today.
Well, thank you very much. Hey, if there's a party out there, you should invite Greg Dellinger, so that's what I'm here for. And I even had my party hat on, you guys.
Oh, gosh, it looks great.
Multi-talented.
We'll see him in just a few minutes. Got some more memorable moments coming up as well.
That's right. Gary and Bernie Mac both were here to present our bagels, and Bernie Mac will, let's see, he was on a world tour, and he'll be on HBO August 6th.
Yeah.
Miracle Mac. So that he dropped by and wished us a happy anniversary. So anyway, we're having a party here. I'm Jackie Bange, by the way.
And I'm Sonia Gann. Coming up, In Your Health, we're going to be talking about school lunches. There could be some changes in the menu.
Also, we're going to have more on Hurricane Luis from the Caribbean. He may not hit directly at Puerto Rico, but they certainly are getting the hurricane force winds.
Joni is following part of this story. Good morning, Joni.
Good morning, Sonia and Jackie. We're in Humboldt Park this morning where they're trying to get the latest about the hurricane and also trying to help the residents of Puerto Rico. We'll have the latest coming up.
And I'm Jim in the weather office for Paul this morning, where we're watching some cloudy skies and temperatures relatively mild. It will be a cooler day today than it was yesterday, about a half dozen degrees, and there's a possibility of seeing some showers and thunderstorms as the day continues. Presently, it's 71 at O'Hare, 74 at both Midway and the lakefront. The water temperature at Lake Michigan is 76. At 8 o'clock in the morning, we expect a reading of 73 degrees and mostly cloudy skies, maybe a few showers by midday as the temperature rises to 77. A thunderstorm is possible in the afternoon hours, high of 84 degrees. And then at 8 o'clock in the evening, 78
Jim,
degrees.
we're going to be tenderonis. Did you talk to Bernie? We got to practice some dance steps. Let's do it.
You know, that's, I'm going to go dancing, folks. Jackie and Sonia, back to you.
All right.
We have to explain that for a second for those
so.
who didn't see it in the first half hour.
If you missed the first half hour, there was a funny segment. Paul was around town learning the ballroom dance, and Jim was filling in for him in the weather office, and Gary just decided that he and Jim should dance. So that was one of the first clips we showed. And so now Bernie Mac has these dancers as part of his routine, and Gary wanted to know if he and Jim could become part of the act. Dance. If you've ever seen Bernie's act, you know that Gary and Jim don't quite fit in with the tenderonis. So.
Robin, I would suggest that you lock your door so Gary doesn't get in.
It's locked and latched. No one's getting in. Jackie, thank you for the warning. Here's the situation on the Northwest Tollway, making your way in on the tollways. Eastbound, your heavy Roselle to Route 53, Route 58 to the Des Plaines Oasis, and again at River Road, already 40 minutes from Barrington Road into the Kennedy. You're going to find that Kennedy's pretty rough as well. Elsewhere, let's check things out on the inbound Eisenhower, heavy from before the Tri-State all the way into Sacramento, a long ride coming in from the western suburbs as well. We'll show you the travel times and you'll get an idea about that. But first, here's a shot of how things are looking right around Fullerton on Lakeshore Drive. Southbound already heavy from Belmont, building all the way down past this shot of Fullerton down to about North Avenue, but that's about your only delay. 40 minutes right now on the inbound Kennedy, tack on an extra 5 going the other way. The Edens still hovering right around 30 from Lake Cook into the Kennedy. The Eisenhower 50 minutes in from Route 53. Stevenson in from the Tri-State 45. The Dan Ryan just over 30 minutes in from 95th. Jackie, Sonia?
All right, thank you.
One of the Caribbean's most powerful storms in a century is roaring toward Puerto Rico.
Right now, it does not look like Hurricane Luis will hit Puerto Rico directly, but that could change. The storm center is more than 100 miles away from the island, but winds are already knocking over trees and power lines, and heavy rains are falling in some areas. Forecasters say the hurricane's winds are moving at about 130 miles an hour. Luis already has claimed 2 lives. Federal emergency teams are sending additional people and equipment to the area. And here in Chicago, local relief efforts are underway.
Joni joins us once again with the latest from the Puerto Rican Chamber of Commerce. Good morning, Joni.
Good morning, Sonia and Jackie. This is where the local relief efforts are being organized. The staffers who are working here have already talked to their own friends and relatives in Puerto Rico and found that on one side of the island it might be drizzling, on the other side of the island there are trees down. A lot of other people in Chicago want to check on their families, and the phone calls started rolling in here at 5 a.m. today. 2 staffers are here at the Puerto Rican Chamber of Commerce answering those phones. The most common anxiety, how to get through to metropolitan areas in Puerto Rico. People want to talk to their relatives, but the phone lines are busy. Right now, they know that people there will need the essentials.
Money, food, and clothing, because a lot of that stuff gets ruined in the storm itself. For the last storm, which was Hugo, which was very devastating to the island, a lot of people's clothes were all ruined, swept away. So those are kind of things that people are going to need also. Canned goods are going to be very, very helpful.
If you would like to help people in Puerto Rico, you can call this phone number. It's 486-1331. That's a Chicago number, 486-1331. They also need some volunteers here. And they also say if you're trying to reach your family, just be patient, keep calling. Maybe one of those times you'll get through. Sonia, Jackie?
All right, Joni, thank you.
Time now 7:39. A 12-year-old boy is in serious condition this morning after he was caught in the crossfire of a carjacking on the west side.
This morning, Chicago police are searching for the gunman. The shooting happened yesterday afternoon in the Lawndale neighborhood. The unidentified boy was waiting at the bus stop when an attempted carjacking took place nearby. The would-be carjackers fired several shots at the intended victim, missing him but striking the boy in the stomach.
Chicago police search for one more suspect in connection with last week's $95,000 heist at Navy Pier. Police say 3 people are in custody this morning: 21-year-old Cosmo Moore, a parking attendant at Navy Pier, 17-year-old Anthony Adams, and 17-year-old Arthur Rich Grant, a receptionist at the pier. He was also arrested for allegedly hiding some of the money. Police say about $40,000 has been recovered.
A driving rain and a sea of mud did not stop thousands of women from coming to see and hear First Lady Hillary Rodham Clinton today in China. She gave a speech at a non-governmental forum. It's happening at the same time as the UN Women's Conference. The rain forced the First Lady to move her planned outdoor address inside. Chinese authorities had to turn away some conference goers, among them U.S. Health and Human Services Secretary Donna Shalala.
Federal Housing Secretary Henry Cisneros says when the Department of Housing and Urban Development took over Chicago's public housing system, it was in a state of, quote, a near meltdown. Cisneros made the statement yesterday to a panel of politicians in Chicago. The secretary told the panel that since HUD took over the CHA on May 30th, more security officers have been hired, and the demolition is underway on some of the housing high-rises. Here are some of the stories we're working on for WGN News at noon.
We'll speak live with an author who will tell parents and children what they should know about preventing sexual abuse and abduction.
We will take you live to Baltimore, where Cal Ripken will break the Major Baseball record for consecutive games played.
And our corner drugstore pharmacist will show you some home remedies for sports injuries. It's all coming up today on WGN News at noon.
Well, it's a big day. If you haven't found out here on the Morning News, it's our first anniversary.
Earlier, we gave you a look at what goes into putting the morning news together. Well, this half hour, Larry is visiting live with some of the people behind the scenes. Larry, where are you now?
In the newsroom, Jackie and Sonia, one thing I didn't mention in that story is the bagels. Ellen just brought some bagels in here, so you can imagine the excitement that has ensued here in the newsroom. Here's Greg. You saw in the piece earlier. How long have you been here, Greg?
I've been here today 6 hours, so it's lunchtime for me.
And not a hair out of place. Going through the newsroom, we've got Bernie Mac in his first day at WGN, the best-dressed producer I have ever seen. He's got his finger on the pulse of Chicago. What's going on out there, Bernie?
Everything is real well here. We're really working hard. And I mean, I'm really ecstatic about the anniversary. I'm there.
He knows the pencil in the mouth thing and everything. He's doing a great job. There's Monica, who's got a long list of doctors and celebrities to bring into the newsroom for us. And over here is Ellen, who, without her, we'd all starve because she finds all those restaurants for around town and those other hidden treasures. And this is Steve Duncan. I talked about characters earlier. He came to us from San Francisco for a player to be named later. We're going to review his statistics, and we'll decide whether we keep him. How you doing?
Pretty good.
It's better than San Francisco, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Enough of the 49ers already. No. Back in here, I mentioned Craig Irwin. Hey, Craig.
Hi.
Now, how long did that piece run earlier?
2.5 minutes.
How long did it take you to edit it?
About 4 hours. 4 or 5 hours, yeah.
But that's pretty typical,
That's
right?
about average, yeah. That's about right. So.
Again, you did a great job. This is Jennifer, who's one of our writers. Good morning, Jennifer.
Good morning. How you doing?
Good. I don't see any bagels in here. We're going to have to work on that. One of the key elements of getting the news together on the air. Jackie and Sonia, as you know, it takes many, many people to put the news on the air, and they all do a great job, and a part of the success here, obviously.
They sure do, and they're a big part of the success because since we come in at about 5 in the morning, all those guys come in around midnight.
That's right.
So it's a tough shift to work, and they do a wonderful job. Thanks, Larry.
Thank Ellen again for those wonderful bagels.
You know what we didn't show?
What?
There are tons of people who work right in here in the studio with us, and you see them from time to time. But Hope, come and wave. Hope is one of our floor directors.
She's like, oh, Sonia, why are you doing this to me?
She's the one who, if you see us looking at the wrong camera, it's Hope's fault because she's pointed us to the wrong camera.
Poor Hope.
Hope, turn around and wave. There she is. She's giving you a kind of high sign. And all the other guys in the studio, we really appreciate everything that they do every day.
That's right. 7:43. Your health news is coming up next. Find out how school lunches may be changing in the future.
On Wall Street, stocks opened the day up more than 22 points at 46.70. Volume was moderate.
Larry and Joni have been around town and out of this world during our first year. Remember this?
We did. Jackie and
Oh, look at you.
I'm moonwalking. We have gone Apollo 13 crazy. This is a real suit. We're going to show you a lot more of the actual Apollo 13 stuff a little bit later.
I wonder how long it took for her to get that on.
I don't know. Look at her walking.
For the best deal on carpet, pick up the phone. Olson Rug Company will bring the store to you. Call 708-36-OLSON to shop at home. 708-36-OLSON.
This is WGN TV, Chicago.
My office is so ugly.
How ugly is it? It could win the All-Value America's Ugliest Office contest.
I'm going to turn working ugly into winning ugly.
When you come to All Value, save on Avery laser rotary cards for any rotary file, now $19.95. And save on 5 packs of Survivor Tyvek envelopes in 2 popular sizes. All Value, lower prices, friendly advices.
The savings are truly beautiful.
I don't care what they say about sale prices. What do they really have to offer? What tile store has a showroom like this? Selection, value, and everything we have on display is in stock. And Tile Outlet has low prices on everything, every day. So remember, for all your floor or wall tile needs, there's only one place to go. See for yourself at Tile Outlet, 2444 West Fullerton in Chicago, just 3 blocks west of the Kennedy Expressway.
You said it was going to be last winter. It wasn't last winter. You said it was going to be last spring. It wasn't. You said it was going to be summer. Summer's gone. Come on, now's the time. Because if you join Weight Watchers now, you'll register free and get the fall guarantee. Lose at least 15 pounds in 10 weeks, or meetings are free until you do. Weight Watchers has helped over 1 million people lose weight this year alone. So stop putting it off and start taking it off. Call now. Get free registration and the fall guarantee.
Meteorologist Paul Huttner with today's forecast. Coming up next on WGN Morning News.
This weather segment is brought to you by your local Ford dealer, where quality breeds success.
The Ford Model Year-End Sales Drive is here. And now's the time for truck buyers who've waited all year to save with low factory financing, incredible 24-month leases, and big cash back on America's #1 selling trucks. Now get $1,000 cash back on America's new #1 selling minivan, Ford Windstar. There's great deals on everything in stock, including 5 of the top 10 sellers. Get to the Model Year-End Sales Drive at your local Ford dealer today.
Oh my gosh!
Oh, wow! Hi!
Hi guys! Cookie Monster and Elmo.
Okay.
Greetings from Sesame Street.
Hi. A little bit of everybody here, huh?
A lot of surprises for an anniversary in that year. We're going to surprise you a little bit and do traffic first. Go ahead, Robin.
No costume for me. Just straight information here. Actually, it's been a rotten day on the Kennedy, especially making your way in from the Northwest Tollway. Here's a shot of that River Road Toll Plaza. You can see these cars. That delay is going all the way into the River Road Toll Plaza. It's backed up to the Tri-State. That's how bad it is this morning. Kennedy travel time in from the airport about 40 minutes, which seems pretty normal, but the bulk of this delay goes all the way back to Route 58 on the Northwest Tollway. It's awful. The outbound Kennedy about 45 minutes. Eden's 35. Eisenhower just under an hour in from Route 53. Stevenson in from the Tri-State 45 minutes. They finally got an outbound accident off to the side at Damon. Dan Ryan about 35 in from 95th. Here's a look at your travel cast. If you're a Skyway traveler getting you from Indiana over the state line over to Chicago, you're going to find new road work is set to begin this Wednesday in both directions at 95th. They're going to have it down to 1 lane each way all the time. Could cause some big delays. Also downtown, they still have westbound Congress closed between Michigan and Wabash, still working on that sewer collapse. Causes big problems in the afternoon rush hour.
Okay. You're giggling at
I didn't even notice. Looks super.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Robin.
I'm announcing for the U.S. Senate.
We should say you borrowed that hat from Greg Dellinger.
Actually, I'm wearing 2 hats today because I'm only an irregular on this program, and
You are
throughout much of the
irregular.
past year, I watched it at home like everybody else, so I'm actually representing the viewers.
Oh, okay.
This should tell you something about the viewers.
Oh, my goodness.
No, of course, I'm only kidding, folks. Let's do some weather. We've got some.
Can you take off the hat?
Yeah, I was going to say, it's hard to take you seriously in that hat.
Your hair still looks good too, Jim.
Does it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Let's take a look at the. You know, I forgot where the shot was. Lake.
Hancock.
North from the
Lake
Hancock,
Shore.
they tell me. Yeah, it's an absolutely beautiful picture. Look at that kind of hazy, foggy stuff out there. It is presently 71 degrees. We expect that haze to be around off and on today. There will be a lot of clouds around. Midway is reporting 74, Lakefront 74, and water temperature 76 degrees. It looks like there may be more clouds than you might have bargained for because some of the thick clouds well out to the west are producing some showers and thunderstorms. We expect that while most of these have dissipated, there may be some redevelopment toward the afternoon, and that could mean kind of a soggy period, say between 3 and 5 o'clock in some areas. This afternoon, temperatures in Chicago should run about 6 degrees chillier than yesterday. We're expecting a high about 84 degrees. And if you're traveling to Lake Michigan today, southwest breezes at 5 to 10 knots. But throughout the afternoon, the winds are going to pick up, increasing to 15 to 25 knots, and that'll cause a similar pickup in the wave action, 1 to 3 feet for the moment, but 2 to 4 feet by this afternoon. Water temperature again 76 degrees. Here is Louis, the big hurricane, maximum winds presently at 130 miles per hour. It's tracking to the northwest at about 9 miles per hour. That means it will just probably clip the northeastern portion of Puerto Rico. So we'll keep our eyes on it. Good look here at the convective activity, or the building thunderstorm circulating around that powerful storm. Now, 7-day forecast. After today's high, check out what happens. We're expecting the temperatures to go right to the bottom. Temperatures actually becoming below normal for a change. We have seen temperatures throughout much of this past summer well above normal, but finally, it'll be time to turn off the air conditioning.
Wow. Open the windows at least for a little while before we have to turn the heat on.
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
Jackie's looking longingly at the hat. You want the hat?
Oh, no, it looks far better on you.
We'll save it for Greg. We know he'll put it on and wear it.
There we go.
Yeah, he
Kind of
might.
neat. Reminds me of Dr. Seuss, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly. That's what
Dr.
it
Seuss hat.
I have socks like that.
Okay. Thank you, Jim. In your health news this morning, switching gears a little bit, the school lunch controversy continues.
Should Congress decide who pays for lunches, or should the states have control? Earlier this year, the House voted to turn over the federal school lunch program to the states and gave them more say about which children should qualify for cut-rate meals. But the Clinton administration and several Republican senators rejected the proposal.
Essentially, I heard from school lunch people all over the country, as well as from many governors and state officials, who said, in essence, we want to have a broad set of authorities, but leave the school lunch program alone.
Other conservatives say the federal budget is out of control and taxpayers should not be subsidizing middle-class parents who can afford to pay for their children's meals.
A warning today about chiffon scarves. The Consumer Product Safety Commission says hundreds of thousands of Indian-made sheer rayon and rayon blend ladies' scarves are dangerously flammable. Nearly 400,000 chiffon scarves already have been pulled from store shelves. The scarves have been sold nationwide, and most of the scarves carry the Fashionique 2 label. No injuries have been reported. I forgot to check. I just thought about that as I was reading. I don't know. We'll check after the show.
Well, tomorrow we're asking the doctor. Usually you see that on Today, but because of our anniversary, asking the doctor is tomorrow, and it's about insomnia. So if you're having trouble sleeping at night or staying awake during the day, give us a call.
We'll put your questions to our doctor, and our number's 312-883-3251. Be sure to let us know where you're calling from. We've already received quite a few of them, too.
Well, are you enjoying yourselves? We're having a wonderful time on our one-year anniversary. We'll be right back with more on that. Oh, boy. You take a look at the lottery numbers while Greg Dellinger entertains us.
All right, if you can still hear us, the Illinois lottery drawing, pick 3, 690, and the pick 4, 9210.
Over the Hoosier lottery, there are the numbers. I'm just going to let you look at that. And then let's look over at Greg. There he is.
That's right. How you doing, everybody? Good morning. It is a party, and that's what I'm doing here. I even got my party hat on. Congratulations to WGN, 1 year strong because of you. Stay tuned, everybody. We'll be right back.
Fabulous Myrtle Beach, #1 for family fun and championship golf. Call Myrtle Beach Jet Express at 1-800-FUN-TO-SUN and fly daily nonstop jet service from Chicago to Myrtle Beach from only $79. Discover incredible beaches, live entertainment, and endless fun from only $79. And for a limited time, fly Myrtle Beach Jet Express and get 2 days of free unlimited golf at your choice of 17 championship courses. Myrtle Beach from only $79, only on Myrtle Beach Jet Express. Call 1-800-FUN-TO-SUN.
Do you remember when you were happy with the way your hair looked? You can make a simple decision to restore that lost hair and regain your youthful appearance and self-esteem. Our physicians and nurses have the highest standards for excellence. Call Medical Hair Restoration to get the facts on our extraordinary hair transplant procedures to restore your own natural permanent hair. For a free consultation and video, call 1-800-444-0055. Medical Hair Restoration.
What kind of savings do you get during our 3-day sale? Big savings at Value City Department Store. Get huge savings on young men's separates featuring woven shirts only $7.99.
3-day sale.
Save over 60% on maternity tops and coordinates, only $5.99 each.
3-day sale.
Get our guaranteed lowest price on kids' jeans, now 2 pair for $15.
3-day sale.
You won't want to miss our 3-day sale. For big savings, hurry in where you get the value at Value City Department Store.
Always there, helping say you care. We're 1-800-4ME.
We brightened your parents' wedding. We brought laughter to your child's birthday. We made the smiles at your grandparents' anniversary. We said what words can't in times of sorrow and joy. Amling's Flowerland, sharing the lives of Chicago's families since 1889.
Always there, helping say you care. We're 1-800-4ME.
Coming up on the next Live, David Allen Greer tells why his new comedy should be on your fall schedule.
There is some laugh-out-loud stuff in there.
Plus, Betty White shares stories of her fascinating life. All that coming up on Live.
This morning at 8.
You're never too old to learn a new trick. Here we go. Try this one.
Hey. Good boy.
Ouch. Ouch.
He didn't have to have any dental work done after that, did he?
You know, he's been through so much. Remember the Jesse White tumblers?
Yeah.
He was one of the acts.
I saw him last week, and who could forget Gary twirling with the fairy?
Absolutely.
Another high moment. Well, to end the show, we couldn't do it without the guy who's come to join us every now and then on the morning show. He's been a good sport, too, hasn't he?
You've seen him as a leprechaun in St. Patty's Day, and he's been dubbed our morning news cheerleader.
So, of course, it's fitting that today, our 1-year anniversary, we had to invite Greg Dellinger to close out the show. How are you, Greg?
I'm doing real good. I'm doing real good. In fact, I've got a song here, so I'm going to play a little celebration. Since I was here for the Bulls cheerleader, I've been all sorts of fun places this past summer, including Zaz Bash. We've got the world's largest office. Oh, okay. Hey, and of course, I want to be a broadcaster doing more fun stuff with Brandmeier. And of course, I've got the fun party hats.
Madonna's here for the party.
Oh, wow. Wow, we've gone low. Jim, what do you have to say?
Jim and I are going to dance one more time for the people.
All right, hey, I'm going to turn up...
Bernie wants us to be tenderonis in his group.
I'm going to turn up the music then. Everybody, hoist a glass of orange juice. There you go. Congratulations. Indeed, it is celebration.
Jim Ramsey dancers.
Go, guys, go.
I don't sing anymore. I don't sing.
Come on. Next time, you guys, I'm going to bring the karaoke machine. There you go. You got any funny hats for these guys?
Any favorite dance steps you want to show the people? That I want to show the people? I think we scared Bernie. Bernie? All right, okay, we can't get you. Hey, you got to follow me now. Look, these guys brought in a pro. Happy anniversary. Happy anniversary, everybody. Bye, everybody. Happy anniversary.
See you next time.
We gonna celebrate it.
The average American